You're watching Central Illinois' best source for news and weather. WAND News Today starts now.
Today, the Senate Judiciary Committee will vote on Judge Amy Coney Barrett, when the full Senate could weigh in on her nomination to the Supreme Court in the future.
Plus, state health officials put one part of Champaign County back into the COVID-19 data for Region 6. What number of officials are still excluding? But first, this morning. Fire crews worked tirelessly through the night, battling flames covering miles of farmland across central Illinois. What made these fires worse than normal was yesterday's red flag warning. That's the National Weather Service's way of warning people about fire conditions. Those include warm temperatures, low humidity, strong winds, and drought. A combine caused one of those major fires in Champaign. We'll tell you more about that destruction it caused in just a few moments.
But first, let's take a quick look in Edgar County. That's where crews have been monitoring flames all night to make sure the fire doesn't go into an unharvested field. The fire had already burned across 5 miles of farmland. WAND's Chris Carter shows us how much work it took for crews from both Illinois and Indiana to fight this fire.
Good morning. Crews have been here on 1100 North and 900 East monitoring this fire overnight. They want to make sure that it doesn't jump the road and go into an unharvested field. You can see over my shoulder here, there are some red embers where some trees are burning. This is just one of several fires that has been burning here in Edgar County. Crews have been battling a number of fires. Up to a dozen fires were burning at one point. The Paris fire chief said that they had so many fires burning at one time that they didn't have any available manpower to respond to any other calls. They tried other counties were busy, so they went across the border to Indiana, where they had 5 different departments come over to help them respond to calls here in Edgar County. This fire here burned for 5 miles, jumping several roads. The fire chief says that they tried to get it under control, but those high winds just kept pushing it. One thing that came out of all of this, according to the fire chief, is the outpouring of support from the community. He says that the firefighters here and at the nearly dozen other fires in this county have enough food to eat for a week, and he's grateful for the community's response.
You got not just fire departments, you got EMS, you got sheriff's departments, police officers with us, but then we also have, the public. It was unexpected, but it was really, I can't explain it. It is great.
All of the fires across Edgar County are under investigation this morning, according to the Paris fire chief. This fire here at 1100 North and 900 East, they don't have a cause yet. They do know that at least one other fire was caused by a combine, and then a third fire was caused by someone who was burning, ignoring that red flag warning that was in effect for most of Wednesday. Reporting in Edgar County, Chris Carter, WAND News.
In Champaign County, flames near Bonneville sent a huge plume of smoke across I-72. The Bonneville fire chief says a combine caused a several-acre fire, which required the help of 5 different departments. Looking ahead to our next half hour, we'll take a closer look at the lasting effect these flames have left on both the people who saw it and responders.
6:04 on this Thursday morning. We've had a little bit of light rain to move across central Illinois, but it definitely is not enough to make any dent or headway into the moderate drought and abnormally dry conditions that we're seeing across central Illinois. The winds are going to stay strong today, but it's going to be much cooler across the area compared to yesterday when some hometowns made it into the low to mid 80s. Here's what it looks like out over Eastern Illinois University this morning on our Flooring America WeatherBug Network. Temperatures starting out in the low 50s off to the north around Watseka, Bloomington, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Yet we're in the upper 50s to near 60 degrees around Decatur, Shelbyville, Mattoon, and Paris this morning. Where you see the lighter shades of green on our satellite and radar, that's the very light rain that may not have even reached the ground. But the darker greens there, down around Taylorville, Effingham, and Vandalia, and over toward Danville, you may have picked up a few hundredths of an inch of rain. Only 1/100th of an inch of rain has fallen in and around Decatur. The clear skies that you're seeing across Iowa is quickly spreading into our area, so we will see morning rain and clouds give way to sunshine as we go through the afternoon. And notice that we drop off a few more degrees this morning, but by afternoon, only the upper 50s across central Illinois. And then tonight, a very cold night ahead. A freeze warning in the purple there covers much of central Illinois, except for Macoupin, Montgomery, and Fayette County. You're under a frost advisory overnight, where temperatures may be just slightly warmer. We do have a situation where a lot of wind is still in our forecast. So again, if you can avoid the burning today, that would be a good thing.
The Senate Judiciary Committee has scheduled a vote today to approve Judge Amy Coney Barrett's nomination to the Supreme Court. Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham scheduled a vote for 9 this morning. Barrett's nomination is expected to then be delayed for a week per committee rules. That would set up a final confirmation vote on the Senate floor during the final week of October. Yesterday was the final day of Barrett's confirmation hearings, and it was also the last chance for Democrats to ask the nominee questions. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin asked if Barrett thought the Affordable Care Act's individual mandate was unconstitutional.
And I think, Senator Durbin, there's actually something you and I agree on here. Judicial activism is bad from either side. And no matter what somebody's policy preferences are about the ACA, I completely agree with you. They shouldn't be trying to undermine the policy that Congress enacted.
Again, the final confirmation vote could be held on the Senate floor the last week of this month.
State health officials are adding Champaign County back into the COVID-19 data for Region 6. Until yesterday, Champaign County was excluded. That was because the University of Illinois is testing students and staff on a weekly basis. They believe that would cause inaccurate positivity rates due to the high number of tests on campus alone. Now, the state will still include Champaign County, but will not count the saliva test from the U of I.
The IDPH determined that it would be better to measure the region by taking those and putting them aside as we're measuring whether mitigations will be necessary in the totality of that region, putting apart just the campus of UIUC.
Region 6's positivity rate now sits below 4%. Yesterday, the region was nearing warning status with a positivity rate of more than 7%. If a region reaches 8% for 3 days in a row, the state would enforce restrictions on the whole area.
Still to come, 30 years. That's how long Anthony Myers will be in prison for the death of a 2-year-old. His last words in court before he was placed behind bars.